Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Cal, back to finish our Zelda Randomizer run. My water has been refilled, and taking a look at this, I'm actually feeling really good. The fact that we're a little over an hour in, and we've actually got pretty good amount of items covered. We've got 4 crystals to go, but that's Skullwoods is a fast dungeon. Ice Palace with or if we don't actually have to full clear it, is a pretty fast dungeon. Turtle Rock means we'll be up by Ganon, and we've got Desert Palace right away. So, yeah, I'm feeling good. There's a chance we won't be able to do Desert because of boots. So first thing we're going to do is see if we can actually complete this time. If we need the boots, then we're not going to spend too much time fussing around here. There is a ledge up here. That requires the boots, so we will check that first. Just poke our head in to see. It is the map. We can complete the dungeon. Small key first means we go over to the right, vanilla location. For those of you who don't play, or who haven't done a lot of randomizer stuff, vanilla generally means where it is in the original game. So if you're fighting a vanilla, or finding a vanilla master sword would be on the pedestal. Vanilla big key means it's the same location it normally would be in the regular game, unrandomized. In this case, it was not. Actually, it was one room off, but it was, sometimes that gets referred to as French fall, where it's close. Oop. Don't know what I was thinking. Big chest. So, nothing from the boss. Yeah. Boss is gonna have the compass, but we can still clear the dungeon, get the crystal. I'm still kind of getting this vibe that we're gonna be going into Swamp Palace. Just because of the way stuff fell out. We still don't have... Oh crap, we don't have gloves. I forgot we didn't have gloves. Okay. This is problematic. Yeah. I guess we're doing a long walk back to Skullwoods. Or we're gonna go straight into Swamp Palace, since it's the only other dungeon we can get to right now. Swamp Palace is a lot of items. It's very dense. And the chances of both pairs of gloves being in Skullwoods is low. Okay, let's do it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff we don't have access to right now because of those gloves, which I totally forgot we didn't have there, and is honestly very problematic. So just to be clear, the items we are currently looking for, both sets of gloves, which are completely required. A little glitch here. Use the mirror as you're pushing a block in the overworld, not in the dungeon. It will make the block disappear. So yeah, we need both sets of gloves very badly. And the ice rod. I think that's all the actual required items that we've got left. Assuming that nothing else, or depending on which dungeon we need to get into. We'll also need one of the medallions for Turtle Rock, but we don't know which one. So a lot of the keys in this dungeon are hidden in pots, which is actually really nice because that means that the treasure chests are actually mostly treasure chests. So yeah, depending on what the Turtle Rock medallion is, we may need to find that as well. But generally speaking, it looks like we need both gloves before we actually can complete. Well, we need at least one glove to beat Desert. We need both gloves to get access to Ice Palace and Turtle Rock. So, which the Turtle Rock entrance is also going to lead us to Gambit's Tower once we get there. So, yeah. This could be a lot of wild goose chasing. We are going to go for a full clear here because we are because we have so many items that we're looking for, and there's a decent chance if we do full clear that we're going to get hopefully at least one set of gloves. You know, honestly, at this point, even if we didn't get a set of gloves, if we get boots, if we get blue mail, like, there's a lot of things I'd be okay with getting here, just because it's such a large dungeon. Yeah, we can do, no. Well, no, yeah, we can do this, we can do this. The actual intended way instead of the way I normally do it. Actually, I don't think it is the actual intended way. Whatever. This switch can actually be interesting because depending on what items you have, you may actually need to find a creative way to hit the switch, like using bombs on a trigger. Because you can't hit it with the tip of your sword unless you have the Master Sword or higher. Or using like something like a boomerang. Really, Snake? That's what I thought. Don't be like that. so we currently have 2 fairies in bottles and a blue potion. I'm gonna save the blue potion just on the off chance I need a magic refill at some point. I'm not gonna feel bad about ending up needing there's one glove. That lets us finish desert, and it gives us actual Dark World access. We don't have to keep walking all the way around. Unfortunately, that is the map and the compass without the big key, which means the big key is in the back half of the dungeon, which means we're gonna have to come back to get it. To get the big chest specifically. Or risk not opening it, which at this point feels really bad considering how many items we're still missing and how few locations we have access to. That first glove is mostly convenience and the desert clear. So depending on what we find here, I may backtrack quick to get the big key. If we don't find it till the boss, then we'll have to go back into the dungeon. The important part is not coming back not re-draining the water. If you exit to the point where you have to redrain the water, then you have failed. So at this point, I think it's probably faster to come back in, I think. Oop. What am I doing? I'm having a brain fart. Okay, so the good news is I didn't have to actually make that hard decision, because that chest is the point where it's very inconsistent as to which is faster, and I don't know. Again, mantra of this run is, I'm not sure which way is faster. So, good news is we've got the gold sword. Which means that these... Which means that the little puffballs go real fast, and the actual boss is going to go down in, I think, it might just be one spin. 2. That first one may have actually even been a poke, though. So we are full clearing this because we might need it. I guess technically, I hadn't thought of that. Crap. No, gloves can't be on pedestal. Okay, we're good. Or green pendant. So let's go back in and make sure that the gloves are not the final item here, while we've still got the water done. Again, the important part here is we do it while the water is still up, because otherwise we have to do the mirror sequence back and forth and drain the lake again. Technically, all of these water spots are still up too, and you'd have to redo all of those cutscenes. It's a very significant time loss if you have to redo all of that. That might be worth it. I don't think it's going to be worth it, but it might be. Okay, we're doing Skullwoods before Desert, because Desert, I believe we confirmed Desert doesn't have another item. And Skullwoods, I only got a few checks off, so I've got lots of stuff left there. I'm not sure how I got stuck in there last time in Skullwoods. It used to be that you had to, or they had to include a key on that side, or in that room, so that didn't happen. And I guess they changed it at some point, and I did not know that. I have not been following Zelda runs as closely as I was for a while. I just started getting back into watching tournaments again. They're fun background noise, and I enjoy it. And some of the stuff those people can do is incredible. Okay, so we just want that one key there until we get the big key. That's the only chest there. Skullwoods is pretty sparse, all things considered. I think we just need those 2 keys. I'm gonna go off that assumption, and we can always grab the other one if we need to. We'll go get this one quick. Because we actually should need to check it. The key, which means the boss has an item. Okay, getting that extra key actually lets us skip this room. Normally you have to kill one of the enemies to get a key. We don't have to. And now we get to fight Mothula, which is terribly fun, very RNG heavy boss. So the big trick here with the moth is while Mothula is over the spikes, there's a weird glitch that makes it so they don't take damage. So if you hit Mothula while they're over spikes, it doesn't actually count as getting hit. We actually had really good luck for that, and I'm very lucky I did not die. Jeez. What do we got left? Okay, you know what? Since we're here, I'm gonna make sure this isn't a thing. Little piece of love. So, heart piece. guess desert. There's a couple other checks we can do in Dark World. Not a ton. Oh no, we can't do King's Tomb. It's just Graveyard Ledge from that area, until we find boots. I don't feel like I've actually skipped much. Like, boots could be. I'm really worried this is going to be one of those things where the logic is something weird that I'm not familiar with. But we'll do the ones I can do and try that first. Maybe I'm misremembering this being, I think it's, yeah, this is gonna be compass on the boss. This map was on the pedestal. One of my favorite random sections here. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I love the game design in this, where the creators put all these rooms in where it looks like you have to like kill all the enemies or find, you know, wait for all the tiles to go. And no, the keys are just sitting under pots. No switches, no enemy kill conditions, pots. Kind of relieved that it's not a pedestal seed. Pedestal is the reason I checked that is because that requires you to have all 3 of the pendants. So I'd have to go back and complete Health's Darkness. There really isn't a good way to get over there, is there? Oh wait, I need to be in Dark World. Whoops. Let's see, you need Titan's Mitt to get the blacksmith chain. The hammer pegs. We don't have magic powder, so we can't do the bat cave. Full cleared Hyrule Castle. I guess technically it could be wanting me to do Spike Cave. I think Spike Cave, it can have the requirement of just giving you enough potions to get through it. So we've done all the pendant dungeons. Don't have cape. I guess let's check the cape ledge real quick just so I know what it is. don't think I ever checked the island. So that could be. I think we can get to this. We could have gotten to it before. Damn it. Okay, if this is Boots, this could be Boots and I would be a very happy person. Although that doesn't actually help that much. But I'd still be very happy. Don't need rupees. Not worth the animation. Guess we'll go down to the island and see if there's a dumb check that I forgot. Because that's what it would be at this point. So I've done, even most of the other ledges and stuff have been done at this point. Oh, that's right, you can't. I can't remember how this works, but we're just gonna try it and see if we can swim down to Lake Hylia. You can't. I'm wrong. Hooray, bad routing. I'm not even sure what the best routing for that would be. Probably one of the whirlpools. We can do catfish. We're actually near catfish, and we can do catfish. By the way, I didn't mention it at the time, but Mothula dropped silver arrows, which is really nice. For the end game, not so nice now. Okay. I was just checking real quick to see if Ice Palace was the red crystal or not. It is. So it's not that. The 2 red crystals are what opens up the bomb on the pyramid. 5 and 6 in the original game. So yeah, it feels like there's a piece of logic I'm missing, or it's one of the 2 things that I've mentioned. The island and the spike cave. I'm pretty sure that's all we've actually got access to at this point. The whirlpool's not there right now. It's Dark World. Or is it? Is that it? Okay, that is it. I guess we haven't checked the... Did they fix the tablets, maybe? We haven't checked Bombosin either. Huh? I mean, that's basically what I've got left. Bombosin either. We'll go check those quick. I mean, I keep thinking of more things that are the only things possible, so as long as I keep thinking of those, we're okay, I guess. Just generally kind of feeling like this is one of those where, like, I either am misremembering something or I'm forgetting something obvious or one of those. It feels like one of those times where Mike is yelling at me. So, in the last version of this randomizer I played, they made a big deal out of the fact that these could not contain progression. They were literally only for, like, heart containers and stuff. Well, there we go. Yep. Well, at least I don't have to do Spike Cave with fairy bottles now. Unfortunately, we don't have go mode yet, so we're still going to have to full clear Ice Palace. But we've got the Can of Samaria, so it's not a huge deal, as it would be if we were doing it without that. Because I can't do the... there's a bomb jump there. I still hate this dungeon, but I hate it a lot less than I did when I played it on my first run through. And I have lost keys on it multiple times. That's one of the biggest problems I have with it, is it's a dungeon that is very awkward if you don't... if you or if you do your keys in the wrong order, or if you forget a key. There are a lot of oddly placed keys. That went well. That did not work the way it was supposed to. Probably going to use a fairy here. There is a decent chance that I will use both fairies and that blue potion by the end of this. So this is the people who are good at doing these speedruns, aka not the guy who just threw himself in a pit, leave those brown pegs up and then propel themselves across the gap with a bomb. That is called a bomb jump. I've referred to it a couple times. What that lets you do is there's a part later where you have to flip a switch to make a peg go up to get to the basement more easily. Okay, that was my last fairy. I don't have a bug net, so I need to actually pay attention to health and hopefully I will just not get hit too much in the next section. I'm basically just gonna have to be careful. We've got the big key. So we can open this chest now without having to backtrack. That's nice. This is a variation on that block trick that I did earlier, where you can push the blocks, and if you use the mirror, you can just move them out of the way. If you use the... So yeah, mirror moves them out of the way, or just makes them disappear. The hookshot lets you go through them. Quietly looking for hearts as I go here, mostly because of rooms like this. Close. Which doesn't actually matter, but that's okay. I think there's a fairy room over there. Take every heart we can get. That's actually really nice to get right here. There are several anti-fairies or whatever the bubbles are. Those. We can turn them into real fairies and keep healing instead of having to burn my potion already. I think we're going the right way. Still, this is that whole I hate this dungeon part. Okay, yeah, we're good. One more room. I don't want to risk getting hit by that, so we're gonna go around. No hearts to be seen, that's okay in this case. So normally you have to do this whole puzzle where you have to drop a block down from above to cover that switch up. If you have the cane, you just use that to create a spot for it. Okay, so I think for safety, we're gonna just do a bombo start. Which, since we've got so much since we have half magic, this is gonna be nice, and we can still do Fire Rod later. And I totally whiffed on that. Lag. So those guys really, really hurt, potentially. By the way, we're still looking for Ice Rod, which means we just go straight into Death Mountain. Or do we go straight into Turtle Rock or not? That's the question. I think I'm gonna be overly cautious because we're still in green mail. We're gonna start with this. So with the access we've got now, we can cross over to Eastern Death Mountain. We can do Dark Side Death Mountain, which is Hookshot Cave, and I don't know what the other one's called. We can do Hookshot Cave and the other one. Should be pretty straightforward. The idea is just to get as many checks in as we can before doing Turtle Rock, so that we don't have to potentially backtrack out of Turtle Rock and do it twice if we don't find the Ice Rod. I don't think I'm desperate enough to do Mire first. If we have to do all three, I'm just gonna stop talking. We're in go mode, I believe. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think I'm forgetting anything. So we don't need to open all the treasure chests. Once we get enough keys to complete Turtle Rock, we are good. I'm slightly nervous about doing all of this without at least blue mail. I'm not sure how many times I've actually done that. Hey, after that trick it pulled on us, I'm okay with just being done. And by trick it pulled on us, I mean they fixed a glitch that was in the last version that I played that basically made me ignore all of the Bombos Nather tablets for most of the time I've played this game. push the wrong button. Oh well. We'll manage. So I mentioned go mode a second ago. Go mode means we have all the items we need to complete all of the dungeons and kill Ganon. Crap. Little shortcut there. So fairies are going to be really important here again. I'm probably going to try and farm anti-fairies a couple times to refill health, because again, we're getting hit really hard for where we're at. We actually have a lot of keys already. Yep. Oh no, as soon as I walked into that room, I was like, I'm gonna die in this room, aren't I? Because there's no fairy until after that room. And unfortunately that means we have to redo that section. Yeah, it's gonna be annoying. At least I can take 2 hits from those guys this time. Never mind. Okay, I don't want to die again, so we're just going to do this, even though it's really wasteful. Trying to think how many keys there are, or how many other keys we're missing. Because once we have enough keys for the rest of the dungeon, we're good. I want to say it's 2, and I want to say we can sneak through them, but we don't have the big key yet, so that would be dumb. That would be dumb. We're just gonna do this like normal. I'm probably gonna go in the wrong pipe like normal. Hey, I went in the right pipe. We'll check the vanilla big key chest here. So if we had the big key, what we would be able to do is pick that key up and then backtrack. Which we can actually still do, and I'm going to because it's slightly faster. I actually know that one. And because there are multiple enemies here that I can turn into fairies. If I can hit them. It's always good to waste magic. There's actually a lot of full magic pots floating around in this dungeon because you have to use the several weapons so extensively. So don't need to do Mimic Cave. We technically don't need to open... No, we'll open the big chest just to make sure we've got enough keys. Might need one more key. Tape is okay, I guess. Okay, Boomerang, this is your room to shine. The red Boomerang is generally considered the most worthless of the actual items you can get. That room that I just used it in is one of the few where it's actually useful. There we go. When you have the hookshot extended, you are invincible. Okay, we are definitely going to use the save point at the end of this room. And by save point, for the record, I mean if you walk out of a dungeon and back in, you return to the last spot you walked into a dungeon. So that way if we die here, we don't have to walk back through. Okay. That's why I did it. Since we are right here, I'm just going through and checking all of these. Because on the off chance one of those was blue mail, it would have made my day. They're not. So we are doing... Didn't save enough magic for the powder. This is where all the deaths happen. You know what? There are way worse places that deaths could happen. Coming out of that one hallway is a totally reasonable place to die. It is a place that I have died a lot. That is why I went over there and did the quote-unquote save point. Actually... Ugh. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go up here. We're gonna refill magic. We're gonna go back. Find an anti-fairy quick. I saw one go this way. Is there one actually accessible here? No. Okay. So now I need to not get killed by Trinex. That is the goal. Trinex hits really hard. And the good news is I've got Gold Sword and should be able to very quickly eliminate him. the spin strap there. But that's okay. Red rubies are not blue mail, for the record. I mean, I guess I'm proud I didn't get hit during that, at least. Now we get to cross the bridge without mirror, shield, or boots. Got them off the screen fast. Never mind. Okay, so the trick here is going to be not dying. So we're going to open these two chests first, then we're going to go back up the stairs and around, because there are a higher density of chests on the left side, but those two are very easily accessible. Right now we're looking for the big key. I just had a momentary panic attack as I realized that it could have been on that ledge, and we don't have boots. Lots of small keys is good. You can actually skip certain things later on if you have enough small keys. So. Let's see if I can do this. Probably not. Crap. Not only can I not do it, I cannot do it so well that I end up screwing it up and having to back out. Compass is not helpful yet. Big key. And we've got 3 small, which means we should be good on the other rooms that we'd normally have to earn keys on. We still have a blue potion, I believe. Okay, so these guys go down with 1 silver arrow instead of 2 regular. It's nice. Certainly not the most important thing we need silver arrows for. That beginning. That really hurt. Can't actually do that fairy room because that requires boots. Okay, so this is the beginning of the gauntlet, which is a series of rooms where you fight enemies, usually several enemies on a difficult kind of position. Lots of ice, lots of spikes, and lots of conveyor belts. That one's one of my least favorites. This one is actually surprisingly one of my least favorites as well. I mean, it's ice, so that makes sense to start with, but it's also the room right before the ferry, so there's a lot of times where I'll be like, I'm gonna risk it, when I shouldn't. No, you went the wrong way. Okay, so for this room, we want to place the block, kill all 3. Almost got the 1 cycle. I'm starting to get there. Okay. I think we should be good on magic here, because we've got half. That should be the last thing we actually need magic for. This is one of the rooms we can skip because we've already got the keys. This is another one. And actually even better because we've got full hearts also. Moldorm. Should just be 2 hits. Again, unless he knocks me off, because he's awful. And the last hellway. There we go. Okay, so now we have to fight Aghanim 2. The main objective here is going to be to try and get at least one hit without taking damage. I've taken damage way more than I would like already. This is one you should literally never take damage on. As long as I get at least one hit per cycle, I really don't care. Oh my god. I don't know what's going on with my turbo function here. I'm literally... my controller comes with a turbo function. I've never felt the need to use it. In fact, it interrupts a lot of the games I play. Let's try it. No boots. Six hits. Yeah, never mind. I'm trying to remember how many hearts you start with at this point. I'll literally take 2 hits, unless I heal. So I think we're gonna do this, just for the sake of simplicity. Honestly, just healing was really the most important part there, but it works. I would love to be good enough to green mail Ganon with no security, and you know what? There's a chance that I'll even do it now that I've gone out of my way and wasted time. But at least having full health is really nice. So once again, hookshot, while it's extended, you're invincible. Bats do, I believe, I think all the fire bats do 4 damage per. Okay. Crap. I'm just gonna do this real quick because I actually need magic refill. What the heck? That was really weird. This is possibly the worst Ganon fight I have had since I started doing Randomizer. In which I haven't died or gotten knocked off the platform at least. So the good news is, damage-wise, I actually would have survived a full health green run. I mean, with gold sword and silver arrows, that should not actually be that big of an accomplishment. Done. Comment. Lol. So, I genuinely never really had a chance where I went down to look over by the Bombos area. I could have gotten it way earlier. Like, as soon as I went to go do desert. At some point. No. It would have been like when I was doing, some of the other, like Swamp Palace or something like that, because it was after it would have had to have been after I got the book. So there may not have actually been a good time to go off and do that really out of the way one-off. But that is probably one of the worst little hunt and finds I've done in a while. I'm glad I didn't go into Misery Mire for it. And I'm glad I went up to Death Mountain before I started going through Misery Mire also. Or not Misery Mire. I wouldn't have been able to look in Misery Mire for it. There isn't much else I could have looked, or anywhere else I could have looked for it. I'm glad I actually went and found it. It's a long, not my best run by any means. I haven't been doing a lot of them, and there was a weird logic glitch that well, not glitch, but a weird logic thing I wasn't aware of. So yeah, I think a lot of my boss fights were decent, a lot of my routing within the dungeons was decent, most of the choices I made early game felt really good. It was really just that one check that just drove me crazy, and I mean, even like my dive into Swamp felt worth it. So, yeah. It could have been worse. I don't know exactly what my time's gonna be. I'm guessing it's around, I think it's between 2 and 2:30. It might be above 2:30. So, I have several games that are still kind of ongoing. The main one currently is Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. It's a really fun Metroidvania. Now that the new Ori game is out, I have some incentive to go back and finish Monster Boy. I'm in a really frustrating part right now that has lots of weird little puzzles in it, and it's not very intuitive, so I've kind of been putting it off. It hasn't been, it has not sparked joy. But I think I'm close to the end, so I'd kind of like to, wrap it up. Been doing lots of Final Fantasy IV runs, lots of Zelda runs. Both should have one of each of those uploading today. Kind of ongoing with the early access game Hades, which is a lot of fun. It's from the creators of what is that? Wow. Bastion. It's from the creators of Bastion. It has that same kind of humor and narration and dialogue, the wonderful dialogue and music that game had. It actually plays very similarly also. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of a roguelike, and I've gotten really close to beating it once and died, so that's just kind of whenever I feel like it. I'd really like to actually beat the game on video. I've actually been avoiding playing the game until I beat it on a video. Like, I don't... there's some games that I'm willing to play. Like, I've done Final Fantasy IV runs without recording it. I've done Zelda runs without recording it. I've played a lot of other games without recording it. That one, I don't want people to miss stuff because I really, really like the dialogue. I really, really like the other aspects of it. The lore. I liked the sense of progression. And I had one video that died partway that ended up missing some really cool stuff, and so I haven't, since that video crashed, I have gone out of my way to make sure that I was not playing it without recording it. So maybe someday. Okay, so I think we should be getting closer to this, into the good stuff. Let's see what my numbers look like. The important stuff. Okay, first sword was quick. Pegasus boots never. Flute and mirror weren't too long. I mean, all of that was pretty early. The boot. I'm curious where the boots were. And actually, we got a lot of swords early. Like, that felt pretty good. No bonks. Lots of saving quits. Only 4 deaths. Menu time, lag time, it's a little higher than I'd like. My general thought is if I want my menu time less than 5 and my lag time less than 10. Yeah, 219. That's actually really good. For how long that felt. Like, I feel like that really says that my execution was better than I felt like, because the extra dungeons, the runaround, I mean, we did 2 pendant dungeons almost to completion. We did, had a lot of weird checks that were kind of out of the way from the search for the gloves. Like, under 230 for that feels not bad, so we'll take it. Especially because I really didn't have any boss deaths. Like, all of my deaths were like the hallway leading up to Trinex, which happens like those sometimes end up being intentional deaths even, because you refill your health faster. And yeah, like those are the times to have deaths. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. Uh, Mentioned a lot of stuff that's projects going on. I mentioned that the new Ori just came out, so that's going to be on my list. I've still got the new I've still got Guacamelee too. Lots of Metroidvanias, lots of good Metroidvanias. My intention is to do Ori, Guacamelee, and Silk Song as those three come out to kind of mirror the three that I did originally. Um, Lots of good stuff to come. Planning on doing Final Fantasy IV at some point here as my next big RPG once I actually feel like starting another big RPG. Yeah. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments. I'm always open to game suggestions. I can't promise anything. If you're interested in joining in on any of these races or even trying some of the seeds, even if it's after the fact, I have links to a lot of the later ones, at least, on the first videos of my Zelda and Final Fantasy IV randomizer runs. So you can kind of play it ahead and then go back and watch the videos. And as always, have a good one, and we'll catch you next time.